31 Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle with 31 Triple Doppler.
Well, good Friday evening, everyone. The weekend is here. Maybe it's part of a 4-day holiday weekend that started for you yesterday. And like most July weekends here in North Alabama, it's going to be a good pool weekend. We'll certainly have plenty of heat. Just don't forget to put on sunscreen. 92 tomorrow, 94 on Sunday. The main change from what we've had in recent days, lower humidity. Enjoy that while it lasts. Muggy meter, you can see we got a little bit of a drop here. You'll still feel the humidity, but not like it has been in recent days. We've got that for you again next week, back into the oppressive range starting Monday and continuing throughout next week. That increased humidity returning back in here will also help fuel rain chances, which will take a pause this weekend, but will return in earnest next week. A few storms on Monday, and then some medium impacts Tuesday, Wednesday, as storms will become a little bit more numerous, likely enhanced a bit due to some moisture from what at that point will be the remnants of Beryl, and we'll chat more about that coming up in just a second. Right now, WAAY 31 Triple Doppler looking fairly quiet out there. We had some isolated showers, some in Coleman County. We even had one that moved through parts of Huntsville a little bit earlier this evening, but most of that has gone away. And for the most part, expecting it to stay away overnight tonight. Now, I will say there is an update here with future radar that suggests first thing tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., there might be a couple isolated showers, but this is the only point during the day tomorrow where we're seeing that chance. We take into the midday hour, any rain at that point down more into central Alabama, and through tomorrow afternoon, wet weather should stay just off to our south. Sunday brings a mix of clouds and sunshine, but likely more dry conditions before the moisture comes back in early next week and starts to feed some rain back in our direction as we take you through, it looks like, just about every day next week. And again, some of this is going to be impacted by Tropical Storm Beryl now. 60-mile-per-hour winds. It is out over the open waters of the southern part of the Gulf of Mexico. It has become a little disorganized after having moved over land in the Yucatan Peninsula. However, as we take you through the weekend, conditions are going to become a little bit more favorable for this to reorganize and perhaps re-strengthen into a hurricane before it makes a run into what it looks like Texas by the beginning of next week. You can see it kind of holds steady through tonight, and then later in the day tomorrow and on into Sunday, we start to see it increase in intensity. Wind speeds will pick up, could become a hurricane again by 7 o'clock Sunday evening. That's the forecast from the National Hurricane Center. And right now it looks like this is destined to go in somewhere along the Texas coastline by the beginning of next week, likely strengthening up until landfall. And then, of course, once it moves inland over Texas and parts of the Arklatex by the middle of next week, it will fall apart and just be a rainmaker at that point in time. What we're going to be watching out of this, though, is it's going to help feed some additional moisture in our direction. Now, for the weekend, the brown colors here, this is your dry air. Already starting to see some of that coming in tonight, and it will fill in a little bit more throughout the course of the weekend, which is why we're expecting a drop in the humidity and for rain chances to temporarily go away. We head into early next week. Some of that moisture starts coming back on Monday, but this is what we'll be watching over East Texas. That's the tropical moisture associated with Beryl. And by Tuesday, late and into Wednesday, some of that moisture heads in our direction, which likely increases our coverage of showers and thunderstorms at that point. For tonight, though, we stay relatively quiet. Temperatures will be back low to mid 70s. Tomorrow, we heat back up, upper 80s by the noon hour, and we will be in the 90s tomorrow afternoon. But that north wind keeps the humidity in check. 92 for Huntsville, and in Moulton, 94 Muscle Shoals. 91 on the lake there in Guntersville. Here's your WAAY 31 Storm Tracker 10-day, 94 on Sunday, but a quiet and dry day expected. Rain chances are back starting Monday. Tuesday into Wednesday will be your best chance of getting wet next week before those chances taper off towards next weekend. Temperatures throughout next week actually won't be too bad. Now, it is going to get very humid again, but as far as what we're seeing thermometer-wise, likely keeping it closer to 90 as opposed to closer to 100 like we've had here in recent days.
Which is always better.
Always a great thing.
All right, Jeff, thank you.
You bet.